You know what would have been nice and would have helped me growing up in Canada, in a small town, a grandchild of a farm slave worker. My grandpa was sold to a farm. So were all his siblings in the early 1940s in Saskatchewan. And when I grew up, I looked at the Indians, the natives, and thought I related to them more. And the poor trailer park kids were mainly white. I would wonder, why are we so poor when the white people came and took all the land? Why is there so many poor white people? I don't get it. And so my mom divorced my real dad when I was 4 and took me and my younger sister and younger brother. So my brother was just a baby and my sister was only a year younger than me. And let a pervert loser move in right away. And yeah, that was Mars conjunct my Saturn, by the way, when my mom had a huge fight with my dad. And I remember her asking me, who do you want to live with, me or him? And I was a little girl, I was 4. I didn't really know my dad as much as I knew my mom. I was scared, and I said, you, I guess. And then she took me and my sister and my brother and let a loser pervert guy move in. And then he moved us out to the woods and abused us for 10 years. Me and my sister and my brother and my mama. And my mom took part in that too. I remember my mom beating me so bad one time, so fucking bad. I was just screaming, crying, laying on the floor. And she broke down crying because I was screaming, please stop, stop. So she broke down and then she didn't beat my sister and my brother. And I remember another time yelling at her when they were hitting me, her and my stepdad. She later married the loser after he was abusing her for a long time. She eventually married him. That was her second husband. And anyway, I remember yelling at them one day when they were beating me, I will never hit my kids. And they were just yelling back at me. Yes, you will. They're going to be little shits like you, and you're going to have to fucking beat your fucking kids because they won't fucking listen, and they'll be just like you guys, little fucking troublemaking, little fucking shits, blah, 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 blah. And that's probably part of the reason why I never fucking hit my kids, because I don't like to lose. And I remember thinking, I will not lose this battle, you fucking cunts. And I didn't fucking lose. So whatever. Anyway, what would have really fucking helped me when I was a little poor white kid, not knowing where my roots were, was that when the Canadian government stepped in to help my family and me, that they would have put me in a school that supported my culture. They put me in a school, in an alternate school, that was mainly all boy natives. I think there was a couple of really mean girls, and then one really big, mean white girl and me. And at that school, I learned all about lots of other drugs. I had no idea you could huff cement and glue and just the craziest shit. Thank you, Canadian government. Taxpayer money went for that school and still does. Anyway, I would love the cultural day. They had a cultural day for the Indians, and they would come and elders would come and tell stories, and they would burn sage, and it was so peaceful. And I fucking loved it, and it made me feel even fucking worse. I would sit there and crave that and ask, oh, do we have that culture? Just a kid. Do we have this in our culture? And all I ever heard was, no, the white man came and took all the land, and that's why you're here, whitey. It was years before I met some natives that even explained to me partly why some of the white people who are here were just as poor as them too. You're our Irish friend from across the ocean. One time, a native girl told me that. Anyway, same fucking culture. So anyway, years and years and years later, This is all very moon square Mars and moon opposite Jupiter. Natal aspects that make your childhood traumatic. Whew. So anyway, later, I made a moss bag. I took a native class to make moss bags for babies. And I had never heard of that either. I thought, moss bag, wow, that's amazing. I'm going to take that class. So I took the class. There was a couple other whiteys there, but it was mainly natives. And it was in the low-income part of town, you know, like where they have all the cultural stuff with Indians. And we were a one-income family, and so I liked to go to the community things that were around for the children, you know. I try to keep them safe, but go with them to things. And this one, specifically, it was just for mom. So anyway, I found out about it, and I thought, wow, moss bag, that is such a cool idea. I want to do that. And I went to this class, and I made my youngest a moss bag. And I loved to carry her around in that. The only thing I ever heard about it was that it was Native American. And then about a year after I had, she grew out of her moss bag, you know, and I looked it up. I went on YouTube. So this was about 2010. I looked on YouTube, moss bag for baby. And the only video I found was one called Ma Raid in her moss bag. And it's still on there, still on YouTube. There was no Native American moss bag videos. And I was so confused. Even then I thought, what? Why is this in Irish? Yeah, I thought, why is this an Irish video? This is Native American culture. What's going on here? Anyway, yes, that would have helped me there, Canadian government. Not like you're trying to help poor whiteys like me. But yeah, that sure would have helped me not feel like a piece of shit. Because, the same fucking culture. The same pagan roots before the church took over.